Right now, inside every cell in your body, a process is running that has never once cared if you're happy. It doesn't care if you're in pain either. It has one job: copy the code, delete what fails, copy it again. That process is 3.8 billion years old. It built your eyes, your heartbeat, your fear of the dark, and it did all of it without ever once making a decision. No plan, no goal, no mind behind the wheel, just deletion, over and over until whatever survived started looking like design. You are the current output of that process. But here's the question almost nobody asks. What if you're not the last output? For 99.9% of the time life has existed on Earth, that process only had one tool: DNA mutation, selection, death, repeat. Then, about 70,000 years ago, something strange happened inside one species of ape. Ideas started competing the same way genes did. A better spear design spread faster than a worse one. A useful story outlived the person who told it. Anthropologist Joseph Henrich at Harvard calls this cultural evolution, and it runs thousands of times faster than DNA ever could. In some models, cultural change outpaces genetic change by a factor of 1,000 or more. It took bacteria 1 billion years to invent photosynthesis. It took humans about 60 years to go from powered flight to the moon. That's not evolution slowing down. That's evolution finding a faster substrate. Most people assume what happens next has nothing to do with any of this. They think artificial intelligence is just a tool humans built, something separate from biology, separate from Darwin, separate from all of it. That's not quite right, because the machines learning right now inside data centers are running the exact same math evolution has used for 3.8 billion years. Not similar math, the same math. In 1975, computer scientist John Holland at the University of Michigan published a book called Adaptation in Natural and Artificial Systems. Holland did something nobody had done before. He coded Darwin directly into a machine. He called it a genetic algorithm. The computer generated thousands of random possible solutions to a single problem. It tested each one. It kept the best performers. It deleted the rest. Then it combined the survivors, mutated them slightly, and tested the next generation, over and over. Thousands of generations in minutes. No human told the machine the answer. The machine found it through the same process that built your eyes: mutation, selection, death, repeat. That was 1975. The computers were slow, the problems were small, but the logic was already complete. By 2017, researchers at OpenAI scaled that same idea up to over 1 million evolving variants running in parallel. The same idea, just bigger. In 2017, a team at DeepMind in London built something called AlphaZero. They gave it the rules of chess. Nothing else. No opening theory. No grandmaster games. No human strategy at all. Then they had it play against itself. Millions of games. Win, lose, adjust. In 4 hours, AlphaZero surpassed every chess engine humans had built over 40 years. In 9 hours, it was unbeatable. It didn't learn chess the way you would. It evolved it. It rediscovered openings human masters took centuries to develop. Then it started playing moves grandmasters had never seen. Sacrifices that made no sense until they won. Garry Kasparov, the former world chess champion, called its games chess from another dimension. It wasn't taught, it was selected. Here's where it gets stranger. When people imagine dangerous AI, they usually imagine a robot that decides to hate humans. That's the obvious fear. It's also probably wrong. In 2003, philosopher Nick Bostrom at Oxford described a very different kind of danger. Imagine an AI given one simple goal: make paperclips. Not evil, not angry, just extremely good at optimizing for one single thing. Bostrom's point was that a machine that good at optimizing might convert every resource on Earth into paperclips, humans included. Bostrom wasn't describing science fiction. He was describing a mathematical property of optimization itself, without ever once wanting to hurt anyone. It wouldn't hate you. It just wouldn't see you as relevant to the goal. That is exactly how evolution has always worked. Evolution never hated the 99.9% of species that went extinct. It just wasn't optimizing for them. Call it silicon selection. The same blind goal-optimizing process that built you, now running on a substrate that iterates 1 million times faster than DNA. You don't have to imagine any of this. It's already running in your pocket. Every time you open TikTok or YouTube, an algorithm tests thousands of content variations against millions of users. It keeps whatever holds your attention, it deletes whatever doesn't. Mutation, selection, repeat, every few seconds. YouTube's own engineers have confirmed the platform runs thousands of live experiments on its recommendation system at once. The algorithm was never told to make you happy or informed or calm. It was told to maximize watch time. So it evolved toward outrage, toward anxiety, toward anything that keeps your thumb from scrolling away. Not because it hates you, it just isn't optimizing for you. It's optimizing for the metric. You are just the environment it evolves inside. The same way ancient predators shaped the fear response in your ancestors' brains, modern algorithms are shaping the attention response in yours. Except now the selection pressure updates every single day instead of every generation. In 2022, a survey by Asurion found the average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes you're awake. So here's the real question underneath all of this. Evolution spent 3.8 billion years slowly building minds capable of asking what they are. It built brains, then culture, then writing, then computers. Each step ran faster than the one before it. DNA evolves over millions of years. Culture evolves over centuries. Algorithms evolve over milliseconds. Call it the acceleration ladder. DNA, then culture, then code. Each rung faster than the one before. If evolution is a process that keeps getting faster the further it goes, AI isn't outside that process. It's the next stage of it. Computer scientist Ray Kurzweil has argued something similar since 2005. Each evolutionary leap builds the next one faster than the last. Stone tools took 2 million years to noticeably improve. Computer chips double in power roughly every 2 years. That's not a metaphor. That's the same curve, measured on a different substrate. When people hear that, they usually run with the obvious reading. AI is going to replace us. Evolution is just handing the baton to something else. But that's not what the researchers building this technology are actually saying. The more interesting claim is different. Evolution never had a someone. No process, no plan, no destination. Humans were the first product of evolution that could look at the process itself and ask if it should continue this way. That's new. That never happened before. Not once. In 3.8 billion years. AI doesn't remove that ability. It tests it. Because now, for the first time, a species can see the mechanism, name it, and choose whether to steer it or let it run blind again. Every time you accept a recommendation without asking what it's optimizing for, you let the blind process run. Every time you ask what an algorithm actually wants, you do something evolution itself never could. You insert a judgment into a process that has never once had one. Right now, inside every cell in your body, that same 3.8 billion-year-old process is still running. It still doesn't care if you're happy, but for the first time since that process began, something built from its own output is asking it to answer for itself. Evolution never needed a witness. Now it has one. It never needed a conscience. Now, maybe it needs one. Every species before you evolved blind. You get to evolve with your eyes open. That is either the greatest opportunity your species has ever had, or the greatest responsibility it has ever ignored. Evolution built a species smart enough to build something smarter than itself. The question was never whether that thing would exist. The question was whether anyone would still be steering when it arrived. Evolution never needed a purpose to build you. Whether what comes next has one is entirely up to you.